The Doorman by Chris Pavone, published by Head of Zeus, and this is an Aries book, and what a cracker this thriller, this novel is. And it's a long while since I have read a novel, a thriller, that is so rich on setting that it just transports the reader to Manhattan, to the Upper West Side, Central Park, and, round in and weaving in and out of the city. There are wonderful gems of information in there. So, for example, the elm trees in Central Park have been preserved because Dutch elm disease never got past the carapace of all the high-rise buildings. If you have a particularly large painting, then a crane needs to take it up to the top of the building to deliver it into some swish apartments in the Bohemia, which is the fictional several stories skyscraper where much of the action of this novel is set. So really, really good on sense of place. It's also a very good story. Chicky is the doorman of the title, and he looks after the lobby and all the owners of the apartments in this high-rise building. The Bohemia is an Art Nouveau beauty, and it is all glass and brass. And very often outside there are tourists waiting to espy some of the famous people who live in this apartment block. There are wonderful descriptions of the interiors, and I guess the main characters are Whit Longhurst and his wife Emily. And Whit, we come to learn, he's an arms dealer. He has manufactured vests that protect people, but they've got into the wrong hands, and they are multimillionaires, and they live in one of the most beautiful apartments that's been made up of several smaller apartments, so it's just to die for. Everything is there. And we learn a lot about their marriage, that it's not actually that great. He's a very venal sort of person, and she struggles along. And we know that the tension is ratcheting up outside the apartment block because two men have been killed in separate incidents. And the fever is kind of growing. Now, I think it's really interesting because during the story, everybody kind of stops because they hear gunshot, because they know what it is. And for me, being a European, you just think, well, I wouldn't know what I could imagine what a gunshot sounds like, but we're so unused to hearing that kind of noise. And I think this is a wonderfully put together novel because there are several twists and turns. You don't necessarily see what's happening. There are wonderfully sculpted characters that comprise, the story. And I think, it's one of the good thrillers that I have read in a long, long time because, it really transports you to the city, and it really has a good tempo, good pathos, and it makes for a really good read. So one to look out for certain. The Doorman, Chris Pavone.